Today on Excursions with Pat, we're visiting the abandoned Repap UPM pulp and paper mill in Miramichi, New Brunswick. For decades, this massive mill was one of the region's largest employers, producing paper that was shipped across North America. Hundreds of workers earned their living here, helping making the mill a vital part of the local economy. But changing markets and financial pressure led to its closure in 2007, ending an important chapter in Miramichi's history. Today, the empty buildings stand as a reminder of the people who worked here and the role the mill played in shaping the community. I'm Pat, and this has been another adventure on Excursions with Pat. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and join me on this next excursion. Sorry about being so windy. Just want to show you this office. Look at the old cool symbols. Cool symbols on this building. As you can tell from the drone footage, it is definitely torn down. A lot of it was torn down over the years, but this section here was left up for some reason. I'm not real sure why. But UPM, they were the last owner that owned this place, and they were the largest employer in the region, high paying jobs that employed a lot of people in the area. But good news is there's been a lot of talks with the city of Miramichi, with the mayor. I think it was Adam Lorden, and the First Nation people. They got together and they want to redevelop this area. They want to turn this area, the whole area, into a community. Be tiny homes here, a wellness clinic, apartments, solar. They're gonna have solar panel places over there. But it's good to see they have plans. So here's the main entrance of all the workers going in at one time. It's all busted right now, but it's all gated up. There's a frame picture here. What's this sign say? No entrance. Is no entrance through. So they got big plans to revive this place again, because it's all riverfront, the whole place, from right here all the way right to the front. It's huge. It's all waterfront. Now these buildings here, I'm not sure what these are. I would assume maybe a pump house of some sort. There's a few of them. There's lots of them here. But this groundwood pulp paper place started. The Miramichi began as part of the Fraser Company back in 1949. Later became Miramichi Pulp and Paper. Then acquired by Repap Enterprise in 1995. Then they were sold to UPM in 2000 and finally sold to Norway's Solar Company after its closure in 2009. I remember it was Repap at one time, and then it was at the end, the last owner, we sold it in, was it 2000 for $160 million. Repap sold it to UPM Kaim, a Finland company that bought Repap. And then in 2007 they closed their doors. They had plans to maybe reopen it, but unfortunately it stayed closed. Looks like a little pond or something. I'm not sure what that is. I mean, it's prime location for waterfront. Like somebody being destructive. More buildings down here. It says warning Warning, hazard gas present when light is flashing. So these lights here, whatever is going on in there, whenever there's gas, the light turns on. Paperwork. What a mess. More lights. More building. This is an old building. It's a very old building here. Red light indicates, sign here. Red light indicates diesel or electrical fire pump running. No danger. All right. Definitely an old place here. Hear water running. So this must have been a firehouse or some sort, I guess. Not real sure. Maybe it's a firehouse. It's probably the firehouse here. What's this in here? Open the door. Some ladders going up. Everything is just saturated in salt. Don't want to go in there. So yeah, like I was saying, it's all waterfront here. It's all waterfront. Take a walk down by the water. So this whole section from all the way here to over there, as you can tell from the diagram, I think they want to make this into a walking trail. So they have high expectations to redevelop this location. It's all water. It's like a pillar out there or something. And there's the shore down there. Pretty rocky. It's all wet here. Here's the back of the buildings. So this must be a pump house. This must be like a fire department, I guess. Firehouse, I guess. And I would assume, because there's this big pipe here to hook up all the hoses for an emergency. So yeah, this must be the pump house, I guess. So yeah, 1964 when they started this place up as a groundwood pulp and paper company. Before that, pretty sure there was a sawmill here at one time. Sorry for being so windy. It's a windy day here. Look at this. Gravel was brought in here. Look at the door. They brought in a ton of wood, or a ton of fill just to cover these doors. They don't want nobody in there. What a beautiful river. So that right there, that's Wilson's Point. At that point right there. So yeah, that's Wilson's Point right there, and that right beside it, if you can see it, that's bull bears, I think. It's bull bears over there. A bunch of people fishing out there right now. So there's prime property here, so I can see why First Nation people and the city of Miramichi wants to redevelop Miramichi, develop this location again. Look at this cool stuff. Look at that. I'm not sure. That's like I'm not sure what that is. It could be a pump, major pumps, I would assume. So mostly all the buildings that you see up along the shore here, it's probably sucking the water out of the river here. And for any fires at the main building, they would draw from here. There's a big pipe there. So I assume, let's see here. What's the sign say? Affiliate? Yeah, so, okay, so maybe water gushes out or gushes in. And I'm pretty sure, I know this water that goes into this because there's a water hose pipe right there. Shut-off valve. There's a shut-off valve right there too. There's a big lever right there. The main shut-off. So, looks to me, they're hauling water out of the river into here. I could be wrong. If any one of you guys ever worked here at the old pulp and paper mill, let me know if I'm right or wrong. So, as you can hear, there's water running in here. So water sits in here, it gets pumped to over here, and then in the building. And then from in the building, I assume it rushes out to the mills, to the main pulp and paper mill. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. So if anybody's in the area, don't go in these buildings. It's dangerous. It's okay to look outside, looking around, but do not go in. Now look, this is the main road. See how it's caving in? It's caving in. I don't know if it's because of the ground. It's falling in or what. But there's a slope to it, so this ground fell. So maybe the water is running under here, out. That's causing that. Like I said, I could be wrong. And from there, there's some wastewater treatment, what do you call it, tanks or field. The one that's across Curtis Road. It's a huge field, as you can tell from the drone footage. So the water would sit over there, and they would probably pour some sort of chemical in there to kill any bacteria. And after so long, all the bad sediments, chemicals, it would fall down to the ground, and the remainder would be pushed back out into the river. Same as the one that's over near the end of Curtis Road, as you can tell from this drone footage. That's another wastewater tank that cleans out the water and goes back into the Miramichi River again. And for a long time, I remember living here when I was a kid, and just driving past this place. You're going back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I used to live up this way. Oh man, the smell kind of smelled like rotten feet or rotten eggs, and it really smelled bad. And the rivers were polluted with a lot of this stuff, and it hurt the river, definitely. Killed a lot of fish, but over time, now the river's completely clean. There's a lot of life out in the river right now. People are bass fishing, and yeah. Now we got one more building here to check. Not sure what building this is. Oh, there's another building here. That's a breaker room. Main breaker room. She's all open and can't see in here. Just peeking in, not going in, folks. Don't worry. So this must be, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I never worked here. I was too young to work here. until later on after I graduated. I wanted to work here, but everybody wanted to work here. Repap, good wages. If you got a job here, you were pretty much set for life. And as you can tell, people were looking to go in, and they found their way in. They cut all this fencing off here, snuck in, and they went up near the building. So here's the front entrance. Here's the front entrance again. Right before, in order to get in here, you gotta go through the gate, and a guard will let you in. So it's a high security place that only the workers were allowed to go in. Here is the wastewater treatment plant. Just gonna have a walk around. This one here has 3 big tanks in it. Wow, look at this. This is all open from the back. What a mess. Gee, somebody just being destructive. There's a herd hat. Somebody's herd hat. Check that out. UPM herd hat. That's cool. I forgot herd hat. There's electrical room in here. Yeah, so somebody was in here being quite destructive. Why do people come in here and just want to be so destructive? There's no need of it. It's just more mess to clean up. That's all that is. Another room in here. Looks like a bathroom, maybe. Oh, somebody's shin guard for hockey. Somebody's chair. So that's one of the tanks. One tank. It's the back of the building. Can't see much on this side. Door 90. There's a pipe. Well, we're coming up to one of the tanks. We should be able to look inside. Cool. Right in the middle, as you can see. Right in the middle. See if I can extend this more. You see there's motors, a couple motors, so there must, for this, how it cleans it, there's a motor that propels it, circulates, and this will go in circles and it'll clean it out. Pretty neat to see in person. There's another angle. Water's just sitting in here. We're going to sit there for a very long time. There's the other one, other tank over there. And this here, there's a chute right here. Chute, and it will come down these tunnels into the main tank over here. So I'm going to turn this around real slow. So I assume whatever's in there flows out, pours into here, and then pours into here, turns around, pours, comes down this tunnel, and then into there. And that's the wastewater tank with the belt turning around, or whatever it does. Filters or cleans the water out. But you can tell from the bottom there's pipes running from the center all the way over. There's a main pipe coming out, and then there's pipes along coming out the side. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that's pretty cool. All right, that's all, folks. I'm out of here. A lot to see here. I mean, this place was huge. I mean, they spent months tearing a lot of the stuff down, and there's still a ton of stuff left over here. Yes, sir. Thank you all for coming in. I'm your host, Pat, and until next time, Excursion with Pat. See you next time, folks.